When the infidels opened the thrice-cursed gate of Jahannam, unleashing Gog and Magog upon the believers, it seemed that all was lost and that Shaitan would emerge victorious over Dunya. But the Creator of the universe came to the aid of the faithful, and as it was written, the great iron wall of Ju al-Qarnayn manifested itself in the lands ruled by the Sultan of Rum. A call was sent out to those who believe rightly, and over the following decades the migration of all the faithful, second in importance only to the Hegira of the Prophet himself, took place across Europe, Asia and Africa. Millions perished on the road and at sea, for the heretics and their Shaitan overlord swarmed over them like locusts swarming over ripe sesame fields, devouring them and building vile monuments and statues out of their limbs and heads, so that they could not be buried as decreed in the holy texts. But once all those who survived the journey arrived, the mighty gates of Al-Qarnayn were closed and the great sultanate of the invincible iron wall of the two horns that pierced the sky was formed. Since then, the attacks of Jahannam's slaves against the Sultanate have not ceased, and every day new martyrs are mourned who defend the wall and confront the heretics who have overcome its defenses. But within the walls, lost knowledge flourishes, and from mosques of white marble and gold, the Muezzin calls upon the faithful to pray for the success of the Sultan's army in its fight to protect the lands within the wall and defend the caravan routes that provide the Sultanate with vital trade goods. The Iron Wall is the greatest defensive work in the world, a mighty bulwark adorned with the Sultan's famed artillery. Azeb marksmen stand ready, ever alert for surprise attacks, and elite Janissary regiments are quartered at set intervals near the wall so they can react to any attack quickly. During a more serious raid, all Azeb are summoned, the House of Wisdom unleashes its terrifying Tarquin creations upon the enemy, and if the need is desperate, the Sultan himself comes forward and his Janissaries march with him into battle, carrying the green banner of the Prophet before them. Thus, the protection of the Iron Wall has had a major influence on the Sultanate's way of waging war. The recruited Azebs are adept at feigning flight and skirmishing, while the lions of Jabir harass the enemy's flanks. Meanwhile, the Sultan's magnificent artillery bombards the enemy on its tortuous journey across the battlefield riddled with traps laid by the skilled sappers. When they reach the ranks of the faithful, the Janissaries, the elite troops of the Sultan's house, close in and cut down the enemy with their devastating countercharge led by their iron-willed officers. The fearsome assassins of Alamut prowl the winds of time, attacking enemy elites and leaders, while the alchemists at the House of Wisdom unleash devastating weapons made lethal by their mastery of the elements, capable of overcoming the defenses of virtually any enemy. Beyond the Iron Wall, the Sultan's forces operate in small mobile companies, each with a particular mission to accomplish. They pursue apostates who have gone to serve the Shaitans, seek out relics from the time of the prophets, or attempt to recover lost treasures and books of knowledge from the ruins of fallen caliphates. Although there is an understanding between the Church and the Sultanate to be co-belligerents against Jahannam, the commanders of these expeditions will not tolerate any interference and will not hesitate to crush those who hinder their mission. Resentment against the infidels who unleashed Gog and Magog runs deep in the Sultanate, and questions of honor are quickly settled with duels to the death. Woe to those who dare to hinder the mission of those who believe. In the name of Allah, the Gracious, the Compassionate. Praise be to Allah, the Beneficent King, the Creator of the universe, Lord of the three worlds, who established the pillarless firmament in its place and who spread out the earth as a bed, and grace, prayer and blessing be upon our Lord Mohammed, Lord of the apostolic men, and upon his family and his entourage, prayer and enduring blessings and grace that will remain until the day of judgment.